entered this trade in the B period when we had that little pullback after hitting the 6,100 level. You can see it's also the cash session volume area high on that profile is right next to the price. And then that solid green line that's in the middle of the screen there at 60.94, that's a previous value area high off a weekly volume profile. So once we made it through that, I thought if this is strong, we should stay above that. But I did protect it pretty quickly because I, running right into that 6,100. And then that's also why I only went in with 2. So I thought if we got over the top of that, we'd get some kind of pullback that I'd be able to add that second set of contracts. But because we were running right into it here, if it started pulling back at all, I wanted to be out of it. So the first thing I'm looking for is to get through this 6,100 and then obviously take out that B high. And then I was looking at 105 as my first target because that lines up with my 27, 26, 6 3/4 or 6.5 point normal first target. And there I pulled that stop back just to give it a little bit more room to rotate on that volume profile node there on the, that's the session volume profile on the right side of my chart. So right here, I figured I didn't get a chance to get my second set in, but I'd take my first target here at this 105. Like I said, that's about 30 some ticks. Obviously, if it would have just kept, pushing hard, I could have held for a little bit longer. But that's where I generally will take one because it's about 6 3/4 points, right around 27 ticks. It turns out to be a little bit more. Then I also thought there was a chance, I didn't know that this was going to take off like it does. So I thought there was a chance we might pull back, like get the D period, pull back and kind of start some single time framing. And I'd have a chance to enter either, re-enter these contracts or re-enter more contracts if it looked right. I had no idea that it was going to push this hard. So there I take my first contract. That was about 30, I think about 33 ticks or so. I'm watching that delta. It's pushing pretty hard, getting decent volume, but you can see it is kind of tapering off. I'm marking that 40 ticks so that I have a reference. If we get over 40 ticks like this right here, I generally won't give that 40 ticks back. I don't risk that. But I did give it a little bit of room here just to kind of rotate on that volume node that it's on now. So right here, after this next push up, there's no way I'm giving back the 40 ticks. Kind of ultimately, I'm shooting for that about 61.20. And you can see the way it's pushing so hard. So if we keep doing this, then I would keep giving it room. But and then I was thinking also when we get to that 61.15, if we get to there, that's going to be a lot of single prints on that C period. And it's going to be pretty extended. So I start bringing that stop up a little bit. I'm less eager to give it room to keep moving. And also I'm watching the delta. So once we get up to about 61.14 or something, you'll see here, it'll push up and that delta will start to cut off a little bit. So I start bringing that stop up closer. Probably what I should have done is just closed it right there, but I just wanted to give it a little bit more room. It's hard only having the one contract, because obviously I want it to keep going, but I'm obviously not going to give it back either. So right here, I start tightening that stop, and watching this again, I should have just closed it right there. But even there, you look, the volume's strong, the delta looks good, but the price action is a little bit different, right? It's pulling back more than it has since it left that B high. This is the weakest that it's looked since it left that B high. So I closed it right there. Actually got taken out on that stop at about 110. And then we did have a pretty good pullback after that.